Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Narayan Rao Kovar. Today, in this video, we will discuss or we will understand the Russia Ukraine war. What are the basic details and what is the impact of Russia Ukraine war on the Indian economy? What are the positive aspects for India and what is the conclusion? So now let us examine first. Russia-Ukraine war. The war started in February 2022. Russia invaded Ukraine due to two reasons. One is Ukraine's growing closeness with NATO. Ukraine's growing closeness with NATO. NATO means North Atlantic Treaty Organization, established in 1949. The headquarters is Brussels in Belgium. Main purpose is military alliance. The present member countries is 32. So this Ukraine's growing closeness with NATO. Second one, security concerns of Russia. For these two reasons, Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022. Right. It is the one of the biggest geopolitical conflict after World War II. The period of World War II is 1939 to 1945. But after Second World War, the Russia-Ukraine war is one of the biggest geopolitical conflict after the Second World War. Right. Many countries imposed economic sanctions on Russia. Economic sanctions are bans on exports or imports, bans on financial transactions, bans on individual travels, bans on investment, restrictions on oil and gas trade. These are the economic sanctions imposed on Russia by the many countries. So, next, what is the impact on Indian economy? The impact of Russia-Ukraine war on the Indian economy are point number one, crude oil prices increases, unrefined petroleum, unrefined petroleum. So crude oil prices. India imports more than 85% of its crude oil. As a result of that, leading to worldwide oil price increases. As a result of that, higher fuel prices and transport cost and production cost both increases. So higher fuel prices, transport cost increases, production cost also increases. So crude oil prices increases. Second one, inflation. Continuous rise in price level is called inflation. So here rise in prices of fuel, edible oils and fertilizers. These products prices increases. Next, it leads to cost push inflation in India. Cost of the product increases, prices also increases. That is called cost push inflation. Fuel prices increases, edible oil prices increases, fertilizer prices also increases because of cost increases. That leads to cost push inflation in India. Next, fiscal deficit pressure. Fiscal deficit pressure. Government had lead to reduce fuel taxes and increase subsidies. This increases fiscal burden in India. When there is a fiscal deficit pressure on the Indian economy, the government of India had lead to reduce the fuel taxes and increasing the subsidies. As a result of that, fiscal burden increases. This increases fiscal burden or fiscal deficit. Next, fourth one is trade impact. So, India imports fertilizers, edible oils, and they were very expensive. So, India imports fertilizers, edible oils, they were very expensive. And exports to Russia, Ukraine were affected. Exports decreases. So, trade routes faced disruptions. Trade routes also disrupted or damaged. Fifth one is rupee depreciation. Rupee depreciation. Depreciation means it is the fall in the value of a country's currency by market forces under the floating exchange rate system. That is called depreciation. Fall in the value of a country's currency by the market forces under the flexible exchange rate system. That is called depreciation. Rupee depreciation. So higher import bill increased. So demand for dollars. Demand for dollars increases because of import bill increases. Resulted in weakening of Indian rupee or depreciation of Indian rupee. Indian rupee value is depreciated. These are the impact of Russia-Ukraine war on the Indian economy. Negatively impacted. Next, positive aspects for India. What are the positive aspects for India? The positive aspects for India are India imported discounted crude oil from Russia. We imported crude oil from Russia with less price, less cost, discounted price or discounted cost. So, imported discounted crude oil from Russia. Next, it helped reduce some pressure on current account deficit and inflation. As a result of this discounted crude oil from Russia, and this as a result of this Russia-Ukraine war, helped reduce some pressure on current account deficit and also inflation. This is the positive aspects for India. Now, what is the conclusion regarding the Russia-Ukraine war is this war negatively impacted the Indian economy through inflation, higher oil prices, and fiscal pressure or fiscal deficit. But India managed the situation through strategic diplomacy and discounted crude oil imports from the Russia. This is the impact of Russia-Ukraine war on the Indian economy. So negatively impacted more, positively impacted on the Indian economy is less. So thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and comment.